Hello, work life warriors. I hope you're doing well. Today, I kind of wanted to stop past and talk a little bit about positivity and negativity. So, our brains are biologically programmed to be negative. Living off the land, we didn't have a lot of room to be positive. Although we had positive moments, negativity is what kept us alive. So, our brains are naturally wired for negativity. We are naturally wired to see something and think that it could be harmful to us. Like, for instance, if we're walking in the woods and we see a rock in the shape of a bear, we are it benefits us to be more negative and think that is a bear and act accordingly than to think that it is not a bear and be dead because of it. And so it's so important for us to realize that negativity is not necessarily a bad thing. If you see someone coming to you and you choose to be, or let's say it's dark outside and you're walking down the street and you get a feeling that maybe you should go the other way or speed up or do something differently, and you go, that's negative. That I'm gonna be positive and hope that this situation will turn out a different way, is being in denial about the real benefits of negativity. That could be something intending to do you harm, something or someone intending to do you harm. And so it benefits you to be more negative in these types of situations than positive. And so negativity is natural. It's a natural pathway in the brain. Well, it has you have many negative pathways in the brain depending on how many negative experiences you have. Although the brain is naturally wired to be negative, the more positive experiences that you have, it changes your brain's chemical makeup, and it also changes the neural paths inside your brain. So positivity is something that we can develop. It is not something that we naturally have. It is a tool like code switching. It's a way to see both the glass half full and half empty at the same time. It's a way of not taking half of the situation, which is just seeing it from the negative shadow side, and seeing it also from the positive light side. So you have a full picture. You have a 360 angle of the picture or view of the picture. And we don't want to continue to always be negative, although it benefits us. It also have things that don't benefit us. It's also negative to us in so many ways. Like, if we overuse negativity, we can isolate ourselves. It can cause disease and illnesses because we're always thinking something negative and always stressed out because of our perception of negative things always happening to us. Is so many ways that we can see something that could be good for us as negative if we don't also recognize positivity's benefits or its strengths. And so I just think about all the time, or the many times things happen what I thought to me, and what I realized later was that it was happening for me. And if you kind of positivity is kind of switching your mind from the idea of things are happening to you to happening for you, so they become a self-fulfilling prophecy in that every situation that happens is an opportunity for you to learn, grow, and develop. And so nothing is ever wasted. You don't feel bad when things negative happen to you, but also in addition to how you respond to it, your option is not only negativity now. So, for instance, the quote, if you only have a hammer, you see everything as a nail. If the only tool you have is negativity, you see everything negative. So it's better for all of us to increase our toolbox to include things that help us see things on both angles, from both sides, negative and positive, so that we could pick which situation actually is more acceptable or that will benefit us best in any given situation. And so, although it is hard to learn positivity, it's definitely, well, it was hard for me to learn it. At the time that I was introduced into positivity, I had such negative mental chatter all throughout the day. I had a negative mind. And so, reading about this thing about positivity, I just thought that it was impossible. I was like, there is no way to control my thoughts, for me to think positive, because one negative thought leads to another, to another. And I just felt so overwhelmed when I first heard the information about positivity. But slowly, more and more and more, I am becoming more positive. And another thing we don't think about is negativity is associated with pessimism. And so think about how many pessimistic people you know, and if you enjoy being around them. How much enjoyment or excitement does a pessimistic person bring? And on the opposite side of it, the more positivity you add into your world, the more you see things through the positive lens, you become more optimistic. And optimism is such a great outlook on life. It has you feeling good. Um, it makes you think about the world different, the relationships that you're in, what you're producing in the world. And so positivity is a mindset. It's a practice that you could do every day, and it's a mindset. In addition to your first biological programming, which pops up negative, you code switch and see what the positives are. So that way you have fully learned and integrated the experience that you're having, as opposed to only seeing the bad and missing the good, or only seeing the good and missing the bad. Both of them are vital information. You don't want to try to ice out all of the bad information, or don't want bad things to happen to you, because in the bad or in the negative is when we grow the most. That the bad or negative has so much potential information in it to help us grow, develop, stretch, be the people we want to be, have the experiences we want to have. It's through the bad that we get to know ourselves more. It's in the bad that tell us that this won't work, try another way. And so we shouldn't necessarily look at positivity or negativity on its own, but they should be seen as a pair, like peanut butter and jelly, because that is the only way that you can make a well-rounded decision, is to have all of the information. And we are making very one-sided negative decisions that don't benefit our life and don't benefit the people around us that we love lives, and it doesn't benefit society. So it's in our best interest to learn both languages, to learn how to see. It's you back in the day, we had 3D glasses, and they were cardboard, and one lens was red and one lens were blue, and just the combination of them together help you see things in a way that you wouldn't see it if you didn't have one lens red and one lens blue. So one lens positive and one lens negative. And so that's kind of how we want to view the world, through those 3D lens of both positive and negative, because in seeing it that way, we can see ourselves or our experiences or the events of our lives in a whole way, as opposed to just, for instance, only seeing it the negative way, which is like, incomplete information or misinformation. And so without knowing something completely, without knowing something wholly, how can you make a decision? And so it's very important to pick up the practice of positivity and honor negativity. Use it to your benefit. Both of them have positive and negatives. Use them both for your benefit. So please tell me, what do you think about stress? As far as how do you respond to it? Is it negative or positive? The events of your life, are things happening to you, or are they happening for you? What experiences do you have with negativity? Do you choose negativity first? Are you a pessimistic person? Do you also inject positivity? Are you more optimist than pessimist? Like, which one? I know I definitely started off as a pessimist and went to more towards optimism. And so, yeah, and to me, the quality of my life has changed by bringing more positivity in it. And I feel like that's not a unique experience, that most people, once they add the lens of positivity, their life improves. The quality of their life improves. They're more satisfied. They're more happy. And they enjoy this experience that we're having. And you begin to play as hard as you work, because you realize that in addition to working, you have to play. It's restoring the balance back into your human conditioning, your human experience, your human perception. So Tell me, what do you think? Please share your ideas. I would love to kind of understand, what are your thoughts on positivity? Did it improve the quality of your life? Did it make you happy? Is it hard to implement? Because it was hard for me. So I hope this helps, work life warriors. Have a great day.